I first became active in my union back in about 1982 when a manager of mine was abusing a coworker of mine. And I was new to the union, but I knew that that wasn't right, that there must be something that people could do.
I first became involved in my union when I dealt with a health and safety issue in my workplace, and I talked to my rep at the time, and he asked if I would care to be involved in actually a human rights conference that I ended up attending.
I noticed a lot of my co-workers who are Indo-Canadians got poor treatment from management and our particular foreman, and that really pissed me off, and I didn't like the way they were getting treated, so I got involved with a committee to make sure that kind of treatment stopped.
In the early 70s, when technology was changing and computers were being used in the workplace, I saw a need for people to have adjustments made at their work site. And I joined a health and safety committee, and we worked with people at their desks to make their work location best suited to them.
I first became involved in my union in 1994, and I was a part of my women's committee at that time, and that's what really brought me into my union.
Well, what I would say to a fellow member to convince them to become more active is that a union functions best when the people, the membership, are involved, right? The bottom-up people, the people that, too often it's the union. It's your union. I'd say to them, it's your union. You need to become involved. You need to drive it, and you need to be that voice that gives it direction.
Having discussions with people at the work site hasn't always worked so well with me. What works is show them what's happening, show them how it could be better for them if they got involved.
I would tell them that the union is only as strong as its members. And when we hear people complain about the union, I try and put it back on them and say, if you think that the union should be doing something, then you should be getting more involved.
I say that the local union needs activists, volunteers, and assistance from all of our members and the diverse membership that we have. So we ask them to come on board and help us guide us through.
If I was talking to a non-union member, I would explain to them the benefits and the securities of having a family around you to protect you and to help you. Because that's what I feel the United Steelworkers are. They're a big family, and they have all different kinds of people that have all different types of expertise and knowledge. And lastly, it's the support.
It's a larger organization. It's a democratic organization. It's an organization that organizes other workplaces. It helps you politically. It has been politically motivated for as long as I can remember.
I would tell them that that they would never be bullied from an employer without having another person with them, and that's what the union does for you. They help you out when things like that. They help you out with health and safety issues, and you'd have a better working environment and things like that because they do fight for you.
Best reason to join the USW is clearly to have a voice in your workplace. I have a lot of experience with family members and friends that do not work in a unionized workplace, and they've been not only wronged but treated unfairly. And when you don't have a union in your workplace, you don't have a voice.
If I was talking to a non-union worker about the steelworkers, I would tell them to join because the steelworkers provide protection for the worker, they fight for workers' rights, and they're there for us.
We fight for workers' rights. We fight for better wages, better benefits. We fight for fairness in the workplace. And I would tell them that their lives are going to improve because of our union, the United Steelworkers.
I would explain that we have an incredible education program. We have an incredible Women of Steel program. And those alone, I think, are two incredible reasons to join the Steelworkers.
Steelworkers is one of the most democratic, if not the most democratic union in North America. We're one of the largest private sector unions, and we have, again, a very, very diverse union and a very inclusive union.
You have to become active in politics, and politics affects just about every aspect of your working life.
Everything is political. Our jobs, the country that we live in, the country that our jobs are located in, it's all connected to the politics, the people running the system. And by coming involved, you can have a say in that, give direction to the government, to the politicians.
And I really encourage both brothers and sisters, whether young to old, to get involved with the politics and especially get involved with the NDP.
Right-wing governments form organizations, unions and organization, and together if we stick together and fight back, we can actually change the laws and get rules in place that benefit workers versus benefit the employer.
It's been a question that many of my members have always asked. Why do we always have to get so political? And the biggest answer I have to say is because you need to have a voice. You need to have a seat at the table. If you're not, everyone else involved that has their own interests has a seat at the table. If you're big business, you have a seat and you have influence in the political theater, and you have influence on the politicians that govern this country.
We need a voice at the chair. The government seems to pass a lot of laws that interfere with workers' rights, and without being politically involved, they're pretty much going to steamroll us.
At a stroke of a pen, whether it's provincially or federally, your working life can change with almost the whim of the party that's in power. We need to make sure that we have provincially and federally a party that looks after workers, and that's been the history of the NDP.
You know, being a part of the NDP myself, I've seen that laws have been passed at the stroke of a pen. They help us. This union fights for so many things, and when we're at the table with the NDP, I can tell you, lots of great things happen.